What's up, guys? Michael Mignona here. I'm really excited to do this video because it was a question that was asked to me by someone who I just recently did a Zoom call with, and I coached with regard to what he's doing for his roofing client, and I'm going to be releasing that training shortly. But in the meantime, here is the answer to a question that he asked, and particularly he asked, when roofing leads slow down, what do I do? What should he be doing when that happens? So that's the title of this presentation that I've created in order to share with you so that you can know what to do when roofing leads slow down or take a downturn for you or for your clients who you're helping generate those leads. So the title is Roofing Leads Slowing Down. Here's what to do and not to do when that happens. So the first thing you want to do when that happens is you want to check the basics, okay? You want to look to make sure something stupid isn't happening that is resulting in the leads slowing down, because sometimes it is the stupid little technical things. Like, is the landing page working? Visit the link. Go to the ad itself. Make sure you're visiting the right link. Make sure that link is truly the one that's put into the ad and there's no problem there or something mistyped or whatever. Go to the landing page, make sure it's loading quickly on your phone and your computer, and make sure everything looks good. There are no weird typos. So just make sure the landing page is working. I'll tell you a quick story. I have had clients in the past. Now, this is when I would set up as a subdomain their landing pages. So I would take their root domain that they're using for their main website that someone else had set up for them. I would create a CNAME through their DNS records to install the landing pages that I built for them. Now, I don't do that anymore because of this. What would happen is, they would maybe get a new site built by someone, or they would move their DNS over to another company or whatever the case may be. And ultimately, it would break the landing page without my knowing that it happened. And then 3, 4, 5 days would go by and they would say, hey, I haven't seen any leads lately. Is everything okay? And obviously, I check in on my accounts on a regular basis, but sometimes three days can go by where I'm not checking to make sure that everything is working perfectly, because you don't have to typically. And then I'll go to check that their landing page was working, and I would see that it's completely not even been online. And I'd say to them, hey, did you launch a new website recently or do something like that? And it's always, yes, I did. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, we have to update the DNS records. The landing page wasn't even loading. It was going to a broken page. So make sure the landing page is working. You won't believe how many times that can happen, especially if you're doing it as a subdomain to the client's main domain. And that's why I coach people to purchase a domain that is like the domain that they're using for their main website. It doesn't really matter what the domain is, but it should be something that has to do with their business and where they're located. And then just use that. And while it costs me a couple bucks to purchase that domain, I have full control over it, which means I can update the DNS records, make sure it's safe, make sure it's paid for, and that nothing goes wrong. And I can onboard and get people up and running much quicker because I don't have to work with their webmasters and with them and people that don't know all the technical stuff and all this. So it makes the onboarding and then setup for my clients so much easier. So that's how I do it. By the way, I want to just jump in here before I continue this presentation and let you know that if learning this stuff and exactly how I onboard clients and get them set up and everything is something you want to learn, leave a comment below and let me know, because I am building a training on all of this, a whole course, and I want to let you know when it's released. I also want to know how badly you want that kind of stuff so I know what to focus on. So just leave me a comment below, and also in the description of this video, I will have a link to get a free trial, 14-day free trial to the software I use to build all of this stuff, literally everything for my clients, from landing pages to automations and everything. So click that below, get signed up, because all of the trainings I'm going to be doing and trainings I've done in the past are based on this particular software. So if you can get into this software now, get a feel for it, click around, use the link below to get signed up, because I'm going to be teaching so much. You're going to be able to do amazing work for your clients and for your roofing company if that's who you are. So what's next? If you have determined the landing page is working well, the next thing to do is to make sure the form or the survey that you're using on the landing page to capture their information that they have to fill out, make sure that's working as well also. So go to the landing page, make sure the landing page is working, and then fill out the form or the survey that is on that page and send it in, and make sure that when you click submit, it actually submits it and doesn't get stuck in a death spiral that just spins to no end and doesn't finish loading and therefore doesn't finish sending the information to the up into the heavens, up into the cloud, so that it can be sent out to your clients to notify them that a new lead came in. Make sure that works. Seems stupid, but do it, because sometimes that's the issue. Are the notifications working? Maybe leads are coming in, but for whatever reason, the notifications that are sent out to you as the SMMA, the social media marketing agency person, or to the roofing company, if you're a roofing company watching this or an owner, or to your client, maybe the notifications to your client are not being sent in. So they're saying, hey, I haven't seen any leads in 3 or 4 days. And then you go and look and you say, wait, leads are coming. I'm seeing leads are coming in. Maybe you're not getting notified. So leads are coming in, but they're just not getting notified. That's a possibility as well. And that can happen on occasion for various reasons. It happens way less when you use an amazing software platform that you can build the automations in, and it's all under one roof. So there's no third-party things like Zapier that you're relying on to send out the notifications. That can be a real pain. It's nice to have it all under one roof, which is why I use that software that is linked to below, and I recommend you signing up for a 14-day free trial. It has been a complete game changer for me. I use Zapier forever. I still use it for things, but for 90% of what I do, it's all built under this one software platform that I link to below in the description that you can get a free 14-day trial on. So get that. Make sure the notifications are working. The dumb stuff is sometimes the stuff that you can fix and completely change the game. Then you need to check the ads and how people are engaging with them. As a social media marketing agency owner who is getting roofing clients and other home service businesses as clients and setting up a lead generation system for them, or as a business owner, a roofing company owner, a siding contractor, an interior modeler who's watching this video, who's setting this up for yourselves, it is necessary that you monitor the comments that are happening on your ads. Now, if you're running really good ads, you're going to get a lot of negative comments. And I know that sounds counterintuitive. Why would you get negative comments on good ads? Well, you get them from people who are your competitors, who are looking at your ads and they're very self-conscious and they're very insecure, and they say, wow, this is a good ad. I'm scared of it. It is a threat to my business that this ad is so good. I know they're probably getting a lot of leads. I'm going to leave some hate in the comments and be a crotchety, prickly a-hole. Okay, that's what happens. Now, if you don't respond to the comments, if you're an SMMA and your client is not responding to the comments properly, then when people go into the comments to look to see who has commented and what they've said, and they don't see a response from the owner and from the business, they're going to think, maybe that person that left this crotchety comment is right. Maybe I should be wary of this company, or the whole, whatever the case may be. On the flip side, if a reply to a crotchety comment is left properly, it's a kind reply, and it answers in a nice way that is informative, then that's an opportunity to demonstrate to everyone else reading the comments that you are a nice company, that you're made up of good people, that you're kind, that you care, you're part of the community. And those negative comments can actually help, because they give you, or they give the business who's replying to those comments, the opportunity to show how kind and good they are. So look at that. If you're a social media marketing agency person, owner, and you check out the comments to the ads on each ad, you can say to your client, listen, one of the reasons that the slowdown may be happening is because I've noticed a bunch of people have commented and you haven't answered. That's not a good look. Here's what you should do. You should answer immediately or as soon as you possibly can. You should answer very kindly, even if they're being mean to you. And if what they're saying is pure hate, then you need to block that person, which effectively hides their comments from everyone so that no one sees them. And it makes the person unable to comment on your ads ever again. Obviously, you need to know how to do that. So I teach that in some other videos on my channel. It'll be part of the training that I release. That is the whole huge training on how to get more roofing clients, serve them appropriately, onboard them, set up amazing systems, get them results, troubleshoot things, the whole 9 yards. But I can also just tell you right now that you need to do that, and you can go figure out how to do it, or you can ask me and I'll try to help you with that as well in the meantime until this training is released. So check out the comments. That's that slide. I've already gone over that. Check the CPM. Okay, so CPM is cost per mile. That's what it stands for. And basically, it's the amount of money it costs to get in front of 1,000 people. That's the easiest way to think about it. So typically for roofing ads, you're good if your CPM is anywhere from $15, which is pretty low, to $30, which is on the higher end, but it's not bad. If it's costing you between $15 and $30 to reach 1,000 people in the service area, that's good. You should be getting decent results with those numbers, provided your offer and your messaging is what it should be in order to get results. If you notice that you are getting a bunch of leads in the beginning and then all of a sudden you aren't, check the CPM and compare the 7 days where you weren't getting good leads or any leads to the days that you were, and see if the CPM is drastically different. If it's gone from $22 to reach 1,000 people up to $47 or $87, something is wrong. Something needs to be adjusted so that you are not spending 4 times the amount of money to reach the same amount of people. So check the CPM. There's really no good reason that it should shoot up from $22 to $47 or whatever, unless something is going on that is drastically changing the amount of money it costs to reach a certain number of people. Obviously, there are glitches on Facebook's end that can happen, and CPMs can go up for a couple days like that, but then they usually normalize. So, but check the CPM. Sometimes there's something going on there, and you might need to make some adjustments. Then you need to check the status of the ad sets, or really of the ads, or the campaign, really. I mean, so the status meaning, like, what is it in learning? Is it in active, or is it in learning limited? Those are the 3 statuses that an ad set or the ads in an ad set can be in. Now, when you first launch a new campaign and it's made up of at least one ad set, and then that ad set has 3, 5, however many ads that make up that ad set, it is in the learning phase, and it stays in the learning phase for a certain amount of time or until enough data is compiled in order so that it knows how to distribute your ads to get more of the results that you're looking for. Now, said in plain English, that means if you've told Facebook that you want leads and you've set the lead to be a custom conversion when they reach a thank you page after filling out a form or a survey. By the way, all of this will be taught in the course that I'm going to be releasing on how to build roofing ads for your clients. And it'll all be built on that software that I linked to below. So get that trial now, start learning it, and you can actually go to the video I released before this one to get roofing ads set up in under an hour if you follow that video and use that software. But when you first launch a new ad campaign, the Facebook says, okay, we're going to distribute these ads to the service area that you determined in the ad set level. And based on the results or however many of the conversions, the leads we get, that's how we're going to determine who to show the ads to more often and who to show them to less often. So for instance, if 10 leads come in the first week, that might be enough information for Facebook to say, you know what, we know the kind of people that are responding better to these ads. We can move out of the learning phase into the active phase where we are actively distributing these ads to people that we have proof are more likely to submit the form or fill out the survey and become a lead. On the flip side, if you launch your campaign and it runs for 7 days or 14 days and like 3 leads come in, that's not enough leads or enough data for Facebook to have learned enough to know who to show your ads to more often and who to not show them to. So what happens is it gets stuck in learning limited, meaning it's limited in the number of data points that it learned, and therefore it doesn't really know who to show your ads to. It's kind of just showing them to whoever, and it's crossing its fingers and hoping for the best. And usually that doesn't result in leads at the price that you're hoping to get them for. So if you notice that it's still in the learning phase, then don't touch it necessarily. Okay? Let it be, let it do its learning before you change anything. If 3 days go by and you haven't gotten a lead yet, don't panic. It's still learning. There's a decent chance that it's going to catch a good thread of people and get you leads, okay? So that's one of the takeaways of this presentation is not to panic, not to always think that it's a thing you need to tinker with in the ad account itself. You may just need to let Facebook do what it does best, which ultimately is find you leads. If it's moved into the active phase, meaning it's gotten enough information to actively distribute your ads to the right people or who it thinks is the right people, you're probably getting leads at that point and there's nothing to worry about. So we touched on if they're stuck in learning limited. Now, how long has this slowdown persisted? That's a good question to ask yourself, and then that should help you determine just how much you should panic about the results you're getting or not getting. So, like I said, if it's only been 2 or 3 days, maybe you've been getting great leads, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week, you've just got nothing. It's been like crickets, nothing has come in, no leads. Your client has texted you saying, hey, no leads in the past 3 days. Is everything working? Obviously, check the technical stuff like I mentioned in the beginning. Make sure it's nothing stupid like that. But if it's not, and everything else looks good, you say to your client, this is completely normal. Sometimes there are just these anomalies where everyone is kind of like not interested in talking to a roofer in your service area those 3 days. Maybe they're doing other things, or maybe Facebook is distributing other content more often for whatever reason. If the campaign and the ad sets and the ads are in the active phase, you've gotten leads with them before for a decent price, but there's just a 3 or 4 day slowdown, even 5 days. Don't panic. Let it be. Don't touch anything. You're not going to do anything that's going to completely change the number of leads coming in. It's very likely just the way it is for those days, and it'll get better if you just don't touch it. So I'll just reiterate, if it's been a few days with little to no leads, that may just be an anomaly and things might very well improve shortly without any adjustment. So when do you relaunch a new campaign? It's a good question. When should you say, you know what, we need to relaunch. We need to completely start from scratch and relaunch. Now, if it hasn't gotten any leads, if you haven't gotten any leads within the first week, right? You've launched a campaign, you're spending at least $50 a day. No leads have come in 7 days, not one single lead. You need to probably recalibrate and figure out what's going on. If you've gotten leads, but they're coming in at over $150 a lead, and they come in sporadically, and you end up stuck in learning and limited, you also probably need to relaunch your campaign. Now, what do you relaunch? What sort of things should you change first? Here's the thing, and again, I've mentioned this briefly before. It's usually not some technical configuration within the ad set level. It's not like a targeting thing or something like that. It's usually the offer. it's probably just not a good offer. If you have a good offer, there's almost nothing you can screw up, unless you're like accidentally only targeting 100 people or something, which is pretty difficult to do. If it's not the offer, maybe the offer is good or really good, but the way you're communicating the offer is not ideal, and that needs to be fixed. Maybe the headline is weak or too complex or too confusing. Maybe the primary text is not written well. It's not interesting. It doesn't tell the homeowner anything they didn't know. It doesn't touch on any pain points, etc. So obviously the offer needs to be good, but if you're not communicating it well, that's a serious problem that you need to fix. And obviously to fix that, there's a lot you need to do right. And that's the kind of stuff I'll be covering in the courses that I'll be releasing. You just have to stay tuned for that because I want to do it well. So it's taking me a little bit of time. If it's not the offer and it's not the messaging at the ad level, it could be something with the landing page. Obviously, if you make sure the landing page is working and the survey is working or the form is working, maybe there's just a disconnect. Maybe there's the messaging between the ad and the landing page. Like they read something on the ad and then they land on the landing page and it's almost like the landing page and the ad have never met one another. It should be very different. It should be that the ad takes you to a landing page and the landing page basically picks up where the ad left off in terms of its messaging and how it's communicating with the homeowner. So make sure the landing page's messaging seems like a best friend of the ad. It's an interesting way to think about it. And the key takeaway is this: don't be too quick, and I've mentioned this earlier, to think something isn't working. Give it some time. Okay, so let it be for a bit. Let Facebook do what it does best, which is get you leads and find people who are ultimately going to become leads. But when it's clear it isn't working and you've made sure there aren't any dumb technical mistakes, it's almost always the offer and not some setting in the Facebook Ads Manager or interest targeting that needs to be adjusted. Fix the offer and you'll probably get amazing results. And then if you don't get amazing results from an offer that should be getting amazing results, and obviously what those offers are, I'll be covering in courses that I release and other videos on this channel. So subscribe if you haven't already. But if that's not working, then maybe the way you're communicating the offer is not good, or maybe the disconnect between the ads and the landing page is just too vast, and that needs to be remedied. So that's the end of this presentation. I hope this was super valuable to you. I know that not every single question was answered at a level of detail that is going to allow you just to press the right buttons and do all the right things. I'm unable to communicate all of that in a YouTube video, in under 10 hours, which is why I'm going to be releasing multi-module courses that teach exactly how I do what I do and how we do what we do for our clients, that you'll be able to purchase and implement into your business immediately and do amazing work for your clients or for your roofing company or whatever, if that's who you are. And I'm really looking forward to releasing that. Leave a comment below. Tell me how much you want that kind of stuff. Tell me exactly what it is that you want, and I'll build that into the courses. And subscribe if you haven't already. Share these videos with people that you think might benefit from them. And that's it, guys. I hope you love this. Let me make this a little bit bigger so I can look at you. Hey, that's it. So I hope you love this. Have a great day. Keep working hard. Don't panic too quickly. There's always a time to panic. It's usually not when you think it is. Let it marinate a little bit. Make sure all the technical stuff is good, and then go back to the drawing board and start with the offer, because that really is the biggest thing. Okay? All right, guys. See ya later.